Collin. Hey, Collin. Oh. Hey, Collin. Hey, show's about to start.
Like I said at the start, guys, this guy has been doing stand-up in Singapore for over 10 years, and this is the first time he's ever doing a comedy special. So please, start clapping, start cheering, give all the love to my good friend, Mr. Collin Christopher!
I smack a bitch if I have to tell her twice. Here we go, everybody. Help me sing this song. Rocka Rocka Ari, #1 in USA.
Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it, but I will also thank you again at the end of the show. So let's get straight into it. Yeah. You guys might find this hard to believe, but some people will classify me as a lady killer. Yeah, those people are the police. Get in quick, right? What? Here's a bit of advice for the guys, all the men in the room. Guys, never be afraid to tell a woman that she's beautiful. Be afraid to tell them the truth. Usually gets you in more trouble. Well, yeah, I recently saw a cockroach the size of a reasonably large cockroach. Yeah. Before we go further, I need to let you guys know I'm a sex offender. Yeah. I once had sex with a woman and she got offended. Yeah. Even though the whole time I was yelling out, slavery is wrong. Fucking PC culture. Anyway, you guys know that 7-Elevens recently started selling fake eyelashes? Yeah, you know, for when you leave the house and you forget, yeah, that you want to look like a whore. You're just walking out, you're like, oh no, my eyelashes are too short for people to know I want them to come on my face. 7-Elevens, guys. All your answers. The bit's very safe, by the way, because nobody's ever come up to me after a show and went, hey, I'm a whore. And I'm upset by that. Yeah? No offense to whores, though, guys. Big fan. I've seen all your work. Yeah. But it's recently been made aware to me that I have an abnormally large Adam's apple. Yeah, if you guys want to see a profile shot of this fucking beast, look at that thing. It's huge, isn't it? But the thing is, like, ever since I found out, it's not like it's affected my life much, yeah? Except, I guess I make a terrible ladyboy. Yeah. They spot me from a mile away, and I'll be like, what are you trying to do? Get out here, leave those ping pong balls on your way out, man. But you know what they say about people with large Adam's apples, right? The larger the Adam's apple, the saggier your balls. It's true. You know, you can make a lampshade out of my ball sack. Not like a small desk lamp either, a full living room lamp, okay? I have a young face, but old balls. Balls are like the sponge for aging for Asian people. We don't age up here, we age all over there. Yeah. They're like the rings of a tree. Yeah? According to the wrinkles on my balls, I'm 52. Also, I'm a smoker, and sometimes people like to come up and tell me, like, you know, every cigarette you smoke takes 11 minutes off your life. And I always tell them, you know, it only takes 5 minutes off of mine. Like, you guys are smoking real slow. What's wrong with you? Pussy lungs. But sometimes you buy cigarettes and they have that warning package of that baby with cancer on it. Really gets you curious, right? Like, this kid is a bit young to be smoking. Where are your parents? Which 7-Eleven is this kid buying his cigarettes at? I still get my ID checked when I buy cigarettes sometimes, yeah? Which 7-Eleven is this fucking baby going to? I have a dream, guys. You think this would be it, but no. I have a dream. I want to work in a medieval times restaurant. This is the first time I found another. Please keep your dreams on the inside while I'm expressing my dreams. I have a dream. I want to work in a medieval times themed restaurant, you know, and have to dress up in full costume all of the time as one of the knights of the round table, you know. patiently waiting for somebody to finally come into the restaurant and use the old English idiom, there's a chink in my armor. So I can finally take off the helmet. Yo, this shit again! I quit! I'll just quit. Just put a little bit more racism into the world. That's my dream, guys. I recently went to a heat stroke seminar. I found out that one of the symptoms of heat stroke is that the person is in a non-arousable state. Yeah. So I guess all my exes just had heat stroke, That's a fun excuse for the guys in the crowd, Next time you're down there, you're just getting no response, you look up like, oh man, we need to take you to hospital. This bitch has heat stroke, man. Sometimes people like to use the word bro real quick into a relationship, right? They just mean like, hey bro. I don't really like that. I prefer the more informal, bro. That way, at least if I have to introduce you, I'll be like, who's this guy? I'm like, oh, he's not a bro. He's just a training bro. Couple puns. I'm sure you guys have noticed in Singapore, we like to tell people where crimes have happened, right? And like once in a while, you just be walking along the street and you see a sign that goes like, 12 cases of crime happened here in the last month or whatever, right? I find it very interesting every time I go to like Orchard Towers and stuff. There's a sign saying like, 30 cases of outrage or modesty happened here in the last month. Because where in Orchard Towers are these people finding modesty? Well, I'm pretty sure none of these women will be outraged if you ask to see their penis. But I saw a new one the other day outside a hawker center. It said, 1 case of rash act happened here in the last month. And I was like, that's kind of vague, right? Like what happened, Did somebody go to your hawker center and just yell like, I want 100 plates of chicken rice? And you go like, whoa, sir, that's really rash, man. This is Singapore, you can't do that. That's a crime. Death penalty. That's what I imagine they got. I just heard about a guy who stuck his dick in his brother's mouth. Yeah, right? Incest, yeah. It's a bit less awkward for me though because I have a sister. The first O of the night. Many more to come. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. My sister is ugly. Runs in the family. Oh yeah, I read an autobiography as well about a woman from China. And because of China's one-child policy, right? Her dad tried to kill her 3 times when she was a baby. That's pathetic. What piece of shit? He tried to kill his daughter 3 times when she was just a baby. I mean, what kind of man can't kill a baby? People do it by accident, It's like, oh shit, I left her in the car for 5 minutes too long. She melted like an ice cream cone. First try, woo! We've gone through the first part of the show. Let's go to part 2. I wish you showed this much enthusiasm in the first part, but we'll take it where we can get it. But I recently just went to a gay conversion camp. Yes, this is part 2. I recently went to a gay conversion camp. Yeah. I'm not gay or anything, I just thought it'd be fun. Like in my mind, my imagination, gay conversion is just like a bunch of girls touching your dick going like, you still gay? Like, how about now? And you just be there like, no, I'm still gay, do more, come on, please. Well, how else would they do it, But no, it's nowhere near that fun. All they do is they try to pray the gay away. Like if praying make anything go away, you think they start with other things, right? Like annoying relatives, pandemics, pedophiles. But the thing is, if you pray away all the pedophiles, there'll be nobody to pray all the pedophiles away. Because the church fucks kids, you're right, guys. The 4 people who got it. You guys need to read the news more. They've been doing it for hundreds of years, guys. You guys think there's ever been a gay guy that went to a gay conversion camp and he stopped loving Jesus? That's the only reason he went. Every Sunday he'll be like, oh my God, look at that guy on the cross. He looks so good. Oh. You know, like son of God, more like daddy. Oh. Well, I'm not a big fan of religious people. I don't know if you could tell, but I always find that they're very literal, but they always pick and choose when to be literal. You know what I mean? For example, you know that commandment, do not covet thy neighbor's wife? And people always say stuff like, oh yeah, tend to your own garden, don't look at your neighbor's, yeah, and stuff like that, right? But technically, the dictionary definition of to covet just means to yearn, okay? So you can fuck her all you want as long as you don't like her. Huh? You can fuck her just to assert dominance in your neighborhood that's cool with God, yeah? Be like, ask me more Shrek, you're like, fuck your wife, man. But I won't come, yeah? Because I'm a good Christian man. I found out recently, I learned that kangaroos have 3 vaginas. Yeah, fun fact. One guy. But the female kangaroos, of course, yeah. Mr. Kangaroo has a penis. But just one. That's kind of unfair, right? You think that nature would have given them like a trident or something to even things out. But nah. Like it's tough enough to satisfy one vagina with one man and one penis. Think about poor Mr. Kangaroo, yeah? Every kangaroo has to go home with his wife like one of those live spotting directors juggling multiple cameras, you know what I mean? He's like, okay, tonight, honey, let's begin with vagina number 1. Vagina number 1, okay. Okay, zoom out to vagina number 2. Okay. Okay, don't forget there's a third one down here. Okay, let's go. Okay, back to 2. Keep going 3. Okay, we need to get 1 again. Don't forget. Okay, 2's getting close. Keep going. We need to get the shot, man. Get the shot. Like, no wonder every picture of a kangaroo is always of them like jacked and pissed off outside an Australian's house, right? They're always just out there like, I can't satisfy my wife, man. That was foreplay, by the way. I've been watching a lot of animal fact videos, as you can tell from the kangaroo vagina thing. Every time they talk about an animal being smart, right, they always say something like, oh yeah, dolphins have the intelligence of a 7-year-old because they can play and use tools and stuff like that, right? But you know what, guys? Penguins have prostitution. Yeah? What level of intelligence is that? Because I don't see any 7-year-old hookers running around. Trust me, I've looked. I didn't want to. I had to do research for this joke. But anyway, penguins at least have to be as smart as like an 18-year-old whore. That's all I'm saying. I watched this show called Blown Away a while ago. It's a show about glass blowing. I don't know if you guys heard about it. But I learned 2 things about glass blowing when I watched that show. Number 1, glass blowing is a very male-dominated, sexist industry. And number 2, the ovens used in glass blowing are called glory holes. I'm pretty sure that's why it's a male-dominated, sexist industry, yeah? Because every single time there's been a glass blowing workshop, the male teacher will go to the class like, okay, class, can everybody please get up and follow me to the glory hole? And all the women in this class stand up like, no, thank you, you know? We're not falling for this again. You know what they say, right? You can't take the heat, get out of the glory hole. I watched another show called Our Father. It's a documentary about a fertility doctor. And the reason why there was a documentary is because this particular fertilizer was using his own seed, yeah? And he seeded 93 women. So he had a lot of spawn. And they all found each other because they look like Nazis. All of them look like Nazis. That's why it was blonde hair, blue eye. And they slowly formed a little Hitler Youth rally and found each other. And there was a documentary about it. And one of the women at some point, she was going, can you imagine, finding out as an adult that your biological father is a bigot and a racist? And I was like, yeah, I can't imagine. That's tough to imagine, because I found out much earlier. Like, everybody's dad is a racist. What are you talking about? You found out you had a dad, you fucking ingrate. Yeah. Maybe stepdads aren't racist, but they're not real dads. They're just characters in porn. You guys ever hear the idiom, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar? And people always go like, oh yeah, you know what, that's true, yeah. But you know what else you can catch more flies with? Shit, okay? Where's that in your fucking idiom? Yeah. Also, who's sitting around catching flies? What use do I have for them? I don't own a frog. Yeah. You guys know Schrodinger? Okay, sometimes people don't know, so I need to check, right? But do you guys think that Schrodinger's neighbors ever went up to his door and went like, "You need to stop killing all these fucking cats, man"? And then he would explain like, no, in the box they are both alive and dead at the same time. And then everybody's like, "We can smell them, they're dead." Putting a cat in a box with poison is not an experiment. It's called killing a fucking cat. I think that phrase probably came right before curiosity killed the cat. Because it sounds much better than "we poisoned a bunch of cats in a box." Yeah. Do you guys think that cows... Everybody here know about cows, right? If you don't know about cows, you're not going to get this one, but... Do you guys think that cows, when you're milking them, they just go in like, "When's this guy going to stop playing my nipples and fuck me?" Right? Yeah. Just day in and day out with the foreplay, just stick it in, man. But all they can really muster up is a moo. Yeah. That's a real issue for Peter, If you really care about animals, you should let them come. I just got a wheelchair, guys. I didn't get injured or anything, I just wanted a wheelchair. Yeah. I'm an adult, I can make these purchases now. But, it's like a scooter, but you can sit down. I think I have too much fun on my wheelchair, like I'm enjoying myself too much. I don't think society likes seeing a guy in a wheelchair do wheelies and laughing around. They're always looking at me like, "How dare you?" And also the second problem with my wheelchair is that every time I'm done and I want to get up and go home, I feel like people are looking at me. Yeah. So I had to figure this out, because now I enjoy the lifestyle. I'm now a wheelchair enthusiast, yeah. So this is my solution to the problem. Nowadays, whenever I'm done and I want to get off my wheelchair, I do it outside a church. Yeah, I just get up and go, "It's a miracle that I've not been molested at this church." There's gonna be 2 more church fucking jokes in this set. I'm not gonna tell you when it's coming. Try to figure it out yourself. But any Jackie Chan fans in the crowd? Couple, yeah, that's great. I would have done the joke either way, but thank you for your participation. When I was a kid, a lot of me and my classmates were all huge Jackie Chan fans, because we're all Chinese. And one of the things we like to do is in between classes, we would all sit around in little circles and we all fantasize about Jackie Chan being our dad. It's a good little Asian activity. But I think it was just me, but I didn't really like the idea. I found it like a bit scary. Because if you think about it, right, like regular dads can only beat you with like a stick or a belt. Yeah. Jackie Chan will beat you with anything. Yeah. You just go to school next time like, "Dad beat me with a fridge, man." You're like, "How the fuck you do that?" You just went like top door, bottom door, top door, bottom door. Threw the ice cream in my face, man. Call it the freezer combo. Like if Jackie Chan were your dad, every time you fail a test, you have to go home and hide all the furniture. Yeah? And that wouldn't even work, because I once saw Jackie Chan beat up a guy with another guy, okay? Think about that. You come home, your dad, Jackie Chan, is all pissed off. He's like, "Where's all the furniture?" And then he beats you up with your mum. Fucking terrifying, yes. I think I once saw Jackie Chan beat up a guy with clothes or something. I think he beat him up with a tuxedo or something, right? In a movie called the Tuxedo, yeah. Wasn't a complicated joke, I guess. You guys know that the Tour de France was in Singapore a while ago? No, of course not. It's just cycling, right? Yeah, well, I didn't know they toured, yeah? I mean, I knew they toured de France. I just didn't know they toured the Asia. I didn't know they were like Circus Olay going from town to town cycling. Last time we had a cycling tour, it was the Japanese, right? But this was the first time they came over as well. So somebody had to like pitch that idea, yeah? Somebody in France was actually going like, these Asian people want to see us cycle, let's go. Oh. Like, who the fuck thought that was a good idea? They know we have F1, right? That feels a lot quicker than cycling. Also, this might be controversial, but I don't consider cycling a skill. If anybody here disagrees, the next time you go apply for a job, under skills put cycling. See where the fuck they'll get you, okay? Like, get the fuck out of my office, throw your resume in the trash like the rest of the people. I live near the French International School as well, so I've been seeing French people cycle for years, without the tour. And one of the things that they're doing recently is, everybody know what a recumbent bike is? It's one of those bikes you do when you're lying down, like a luge bike, you know what it is? Yeah, French people have gone so good at cycling, they now lie down cycle. But that means they can live their whole day from bed to bike to bed, they never have to get up once. They're the laziest whites. That's the end of that, by the way. My mom has been trying to get me to hang out with my nephew a bit more recently. Actually, all the time since he was born. I just recently paid attention. But she always uses this phrase. She always like, you should hang out with him. Your nephew, he's pretty smart for a 5-year-old. You should talk to him more often. He's pretty smart for a 5-year-old. But I don't know how to explain to my mom that pretty smart for a 5-year-old is still fucking retarded. Like, I can't talk to him about anything. Like, what, is he gonna help me get my finances in order? No. Or are we gonna sit around and talk about fingering? You can't do that. I also just found out my nephew is autistic. Yeah. We found out over New Year's because he went up to all me and my relatives going, I'm autistic. Yeah. So that's how we found out. I didn't know. I thought he was just a child. I thought he had poor social skills because he was a child. But now he's autistic. And they were talking about sending him on this thing called early intervention, which is like a special class for people with autism to learn towards that curve, right? But the thing is, I feel like they could have named it something better than early intervention, like early education or something. Early intervention sounds like we're tricking him, right? It sounds like we're gonna go like, hey, come this room, it's your birthday. And the moment he comes in, we're like, you're autistic, man. Like, this is an intervention, stop it now. You're hurting your parents. You have enough autistic uncles in this family. You guys seem to like the autism thing, so let's move on to Down syndrome. Guys, yeah. Thank you. I have a friend with Down syndrome. He's a pretty positive guy, so I don't know why they call it Down syndrome. If anything, they just have the same face, right? They should call it same face syndrome. Yeah? They're basically the Asians of the handicapped world. If you didn't like that line, you're gonna love the next line. But he's a real independent Downsy boy. He's a real independent guy. He's always he knows a lot about himself. He's always telling me and other people like, if you can't accept me at my best, then I'm glad I got that out. I'm a big fan of seeing like interracial kids, mixed kids. Let's not say kids, that's weird. But interracial people and how they'll turn out, right? Like, the top of my list to see is like a redhead and an Asian mix, Because I have to see that spontaneously. Because I've tried Googling Chinese ginger before. They don't show up, guys. It's not even a person, it's just a fucking vegetable. Oh, some of you didn't get that before, huh? That's crazy. Anyways, next joke is just for me. For those of you who didn't get that, we're gonna have to move on without it. I have no time to explain why that was funny. Okay. I just started following porn stars. On social media, not real life, that'd be weird. I started following porn stars on social media, and there's a certain feature when you follow porn stars on socials, is like you swipe a couple of their photos, right? And then you hit one where they say it's blocked because you have to pay to see more. Which always gets me curious, because I just watched like a 2-hour video of a close-up of this woman's like bare, naked, hairy, gaping asshole. Like, what more can you show me? Yeah? Is there a little village living inside there? I don't know about. A bunch of anal smurfs just dancing around, picking berries and shit. Breaking news, Mario Zawa's asshole has just developed its own unique climate. You can only find this species of tomato inside here. Pay to see more. You guys know that Pornhub is building a space shuttle so they can film a porn in space? Yeah. They're always on the forefront of technology like that. But I kind of hope they crash. I kind of hope they crash and they have to colonize the moon or Mars or whatever the fuck, like the Martian. Because then there'll be like little generations of little Pornhub tribe people, right? And one day at some point they'll have to ask like their Pawnee elder, like, how did we get here and why do we all have gonorrhea? And the elder will have to explain, right? Like, okay, long time ago there was a faraway planet. It used to be over there, but it's gone now because of plastic straws. That's what ended the planet, yeah. And the people got bored of fucking with gravity, so they built the USS Pornhub, and the rest was history, But we don't have any holy books on how we started, but we do have a holy DVD box set, on the first couple of weeks. Well, I don't think that Pornhub thought this true, right? Because there's a big flaw about filming a porn in space. You'll never be able to finish, Some of the guys hated me on this one, but for the more innocent people, let me explain why you could never film a porn in space. It's because you can't come on their face, because there's no gravity. Yeah. You just be squeezed out like a tube of toothpaste. It'll be floating in front of them and you have to yell at them like, the cum is in front of your face. Just swim into my cum, you idiot. If there are any physicists in the crowd, I'm sure you're saying like, oh yeah, you know what, that's not true, because without gravity, your cum would shoot up faster and quicker and shotgun her in the face, But that's not funny, that's science. These are jokes. I got stuck in traffic the other day behind a rickshaw tour. Everybody know what a rickshaw tour is? It's one of those touristy things you pay for when you miss slavery. You're just out there and you're like, I don't want to take a car or a horse. I want some guy to pull me on his fucking back. I'm surprised they don't have a whip back there. Like, whoop, smash your fucking Asian monkey. I always assumed it's some white shit, Because Asian people, we would never pay to go on these things, these are our lives. But this time I was stuck in traffic, I was looking at the tour and I was like, oh, white couple, Asian couple? Now what the fuck are you guys doing there? It's like seeing a black guy on a corn picking tour. I'm saying we don't do it. So feel free to un-oh that response. Back in the day, whichever day you guys want to pick, but back in the day, when people wanted to offend people, it was much simpler, right? We always just say something about your mom, right? And they'll say like, I'm gonna take your mom, I'm gonna take her over there, I'm gonna fuck her. I'm gonna fuck your mom, I'm gonna take her over there and fuck her. And that's all we needed to do to get people offended, right? But I don't know if it was just me, but I didn't feel enough like emotional attachment to my mother to be offended if you fuck her, Like, you can go ahead. I wasn't gonna do it, I wasn't gonna get around to it, I wouldn't yell at you like, hey, what the fuck? Why do you do that for? I was gonna do that next Tuesday, you fucking cock block. Okay, the limit is one incest joke, I see. I had my first winter a while ago. I experienced the first winter. And my friend, my roommate was giving me shit, because he said I was a pussy for getting cold, because I had a low cold tolerance, He's like, you're such a pussy, you're getting cold all the time. But the thing is, my roommate was a homosexual, so I don't know why he was judging me on something I was born with and couldn't change at all. Like, what a bigoted faggot. Everybody here know what a 23andMe test is? It's one of those DNA ancestry things. Yeah. A friend of mine recently took it and he found out he's 10% Japanese. Yeah, he tried to get me to do it as well. I was considering it, I was with pros and cons and stuff like that. But I decided against it because I didn't want to like take my blood and send it to a lab and pay $200 just to find out who raped my ancestors. Yeah. Like, oh, grandma got raped by some Japanese soldiers. Thank you. Now I know. Oh, great. What did that do for me? Yeah. But I said all of this out loud, right? Because that's the kind of friend I am. And he kept going on. He's like, but I've learned so much about the Japanese culture ever since I found out, right? And I was like, I can do that now. You know? I can just go to Japan. I don't need to find out how many of my grandmothers got gangbanged by Japanese war criminals, you know, to wear a kimono. A bit too far, huh? I could feel it. Let's do a bit of a palate cleanser. Well, I tried taking a high pressure shower the other day. Yeah, a friend of mine recommended it to me. I find it very difficult to shower when a bunch of people are yelling at you, shower, shower! Because it's high pressure. I thought we'll cleanse that out, right? Yeah. Cleanse out the ancestral rape. But, I'm gonna try to play a game with you guys. I'm gonna give you a reaction of somebody who dropped a certain object, and you try to guess which object it is, okay? The name of the game is iPhone or Baby. Okay, let's go. Round 1. First reaction, oh God, they're so fragile when they're new. It's not an interactive game, so you guys are fine. Second reaction, should have put on some protection. In case you're wondering, no correct answer. But last reaction, at least it was just the black one. That one was iPhone. So it wasn't racist, okay? But for those of you who are racist, it was a Baby. You have to play to all audiences, guys. You know, racist people need to be entertained too, right? You know what they say, you know, nobody's born a racist. You have to work hard like the rest of us. Somebody recently called me surprisingly honest. And it sounds like a compliment, right? But I don't really like it. Like, what, I surprised you with my honesty? You know, you just didn't trust me before this? You just thought of some shady chink, huh? Well, I can't think of a single situation where I'd be surprised by somebody's honesty, you know? But I did think of one, or else this joke would go nowhere. But, for example, I was giving a job interview, and I went up to the person, so what is your greatest weakness? And they went, well, I work very hard, and I'm always trying to increase my proficiency in my skills, but a lot of times to take a break, I need to let off some steam and go touch a kid. I'm like, whoa, sir. You surprised me. Your honesty has surprised me. Anybody ever call you that? You're surprisingly honest, pedophile. You're hired. Welcome to our church. Aha! We'll save the animal. I recently went to a baby shower. I know some of you are finding it hard to believe anybody will let me near a baby, but yeah. Went to a baby shower. And when you're a baby shower, people always like shove a baby in your face sometimes. They're like, smell my baby! You know, smell it! It's such a nice fresh baby smell. I never got that, right? Like, what is a fresh baby smell? Because I get like a fresh car smell, like the smell of processed leather and all that stuff, right? Because it's been in a factory and stuff. But then I thought about it, I guess a baby is like developed in a factory for like 9 months as well, going through that. So like, logically speaking, fresh baby smell is just pussy, right? Anyway, ever since I found that out, I've been smelling a lot more babies. I've also been kicked out of a lot more family reunions. I've been trying to use the phrase, I'm not racist, but more nowadays. But I'm trying to use it correctly, you know, because people always say something super racist after they say it, right? I'm trying to use it like, hey, I'm not racist, but I'm busy next Saturday. You know, you guys should try it out, you know, like, on the way home, like, hey, I'm not racist, but I'm gonna take a cab home tonight, man. Just go work on Monday, like, hey, I'm not racist, but I can't do PowerPoint. It's not one of my skills. That's a chink skill. I'm also not a fan of the people who use the phrase, don't judge me. You know, because they always say it after saying something they should clearly be judged for. Yeah? It's always some shit like, hey, don't judge me, but I can only come when I'm outside. Yeah, I'm like, too late. Yeah, I'm bringing an umbrella when we go out. Or they'll say stuff like, don't judge me, but I've had 27 abortions. I'm like, judge. That is 5 too many. That's a bit for people who can do math. Yeah? But, I have a lot of friends coming back from vacation nowadays, you know, since everything's open up. And they keep telling me all their nice stories from their vacation. You know, they'll say stuff like, oh, I just went to Machu Picchu, it was so nice. I managed to find myself and what up. I'm always like, stop talking, you know, I wasn't there, I don't care. You know, but I would much rather hear the horrible things that happened to you on vacation. Yeah? That's more interesting, right? Like if instead somebody came up to me and they went, hey, I went to South America for 6 months and I tried to find myself, but I got lost and I had to suck a dick for directions. Yeah, like, you have my attention. Yeah. Please tell me more. I have questions, yeah. Was it at least like fair trade? Yeah. I'm like, what are you asking? And I'm like, what do you mean what I'm asking? I'm asking, was that the market price of directions at the time? Yeah, like, or were you the only cocksucker on the mountain? That guy in the story is me, by the way. And I didn't have to suck a dick. Yeah. I chose to suck a dick. Yeah. Because it's fair trade. It's the market price. You know what they say, right? When in Rome, Mario sucks a dick. It's hard to be a woman, guys. You know, we've heard you feminists. You've been fighting for rights for years. You know, it's tough. But you know what's harder, guys? Being a female kangaroo. I have 3 vaginas. It's 3 times as hard for any kangaroo than any woman in here. Any given time, a kangaroo is having 0 to 3 periods. Okay, just let that sink in. Yes, that's the correct response, everybody. Poor kangaroos. That's why I'm naming the special, by the way. It's hard to be a woman, but yeah, you don't need to cheer for that, but. I have a phobia of belts, guys. Yeah, you know, it's because when I was young, one of the nights when I was young, my dad, you know, he came home drunk and angry, you know, he barged into my room, he was like, then he started taking off his belt, then he put it around his neck and started jerking off in front of me. You know? Can't even look at a belt anymore. I don't like the term miscarriage, guys. I think it's a bit pessimistic, and I'm more of a glass half full kind of guy. I prefer to call them surprise abortions. Vegans. What a weird way of transition. Vegans, recently they've made their own food, right? They made their own meat. And they always kind of try to shove it up to us like religious people. They always like, try this potato, you know, we made it taste like fried chicken. They're always real excited about it. Like, we already had that, you know, it's called fried chicken. We don't need your fucking tofu bullshit. It's a very one-way street, you know, because you can't go back to the vegans and go like, hey, vegans gotta come to my house. You know, you see this fried chicken I have over here? Made it taste like a potato. You know, how do you think about it? They will start yelling like, well, who asked for that? Nobody wanted this. Yeah? Nobody asked for this. We would take that guy out and then drag him to the middle of town square and biblical style beat him to death. Yeah? Yell things like, you know, you're worse than Hitler. Because Hitler was vegetarian, but he didn't do this shit. Yeah? Just kill some Jews. Okay, maybe it's more than some Jews. Like, if you want to be like historically accurate, like 5 million Jews, I guess. But I don't know, I find it hard to believe, you know? I just find it difficult to believe that somebody could kill like 5 million Jews exact. You know what I mean? Unless Hitler had OCD or something. You know, like they were only supposed to kill 1 million, but they came back with 1,000,005 and Hitler was like, do it again! You know? I want a nice round number! A friend of mine recently recommended me something. I've never heard of it before. I don't know if you guys have. But yeah, he asked me to try it out because. But anyway, I'll say it and see if you guys know. But he asked me to try out empathy. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know, but empathy is one of those things where you put yourself in somebody else's shoes and you imagine how they feel like in that situation, right? So I was like, okay, empathy, I'll lock that in. And I'll try it out next time. So I found the perfect chance to try out, right? The other day, I met a fat cunt. Yeah. And I thought to myself, using the power of empathy, I was like, if I were a fat cunt, how would I feel if somebody called me a fat cunt? Yeah? And I thought about it, I was like, it'll probably go something like this, right? Well, I am a fat cunt, so that is fair. Yeah? Overall, I think this guy has pointed out a detriment to my personality and health that maybe I should work on and grow towards, yeah? That's not what happened at all, guys. Empathy sucks, don't try it out. I tried it out so you don't have to, yeah. But yeah, we're hitting the end now, I think. We're almost there. I recently saw a very nice handicapped person. Anybody here ever meet a very mean handicapped person? Yeah, me neither. Yeah. I don't know why this... I was thinking about why this happens and I think I figured it out, yeah? I think it's because everybody keeps their shitty handicapped people at home, yeah? Nobody wants to buy that fucker a chair, you know? He's still at home going like, come on, pick me up, clean my paralyzed asshole! And you're just leaving like, no thank you, man, fuck off. I'm gonna leave with my legs. I'm glad some of you laughed at that, yeah. Sometimes people think I'm punching down, yeah. But you have to punch down because they're handicapped. Those were all jokes, guys. Just opinions and jokes, things that didn't happen. This next thing actually happened. I'm going to end off with that. But I went to jail, guys. I've been to jail before. Not before the show, but like a while ago, a couple of years ago. I went to jail because of an alcohol-related incident. And whenever I tell people that, they always think it's drunk driving. But nah, it's drunk walking. Yeah. But to be fair, I drunk walked into the wrong house. And then continued drunk walking into a couple of police officers. Yeah. Well, I wasn't crazy bad. But every time people find out I went to jail, they always ask me that question. You know, is the soap thing real? You know, don't drop the soap. Is that real? Yeah. I'm just here to tell you guys, to educate people a little bit that no, it does not happen in real life. What happens in jail, in real life, when we drop the soap is we live with our back, okay? So we're not in such an easily rapeable position over here, yeah? That's why your parents ask you to do that, you know? It's not for your back, it's for your asshole. Well, I was there for a couple of months. It wasn't too horrible, but there are a couple things that don't work, I guess, like horoscopes, yeah? Like you just be reading the paper in jail going like, oh, today you have the opportunity, but how about you fuck off, I'm in jail, okay? I can't even see the stars align you're talking about right now. Or they'll say stuff like, oh, today you'll meet the love of your... No, thank you. I'm shoving soap up my ass the whole day. The biggest thing I guess that bothered me in jail was like the other inmates. But it's not like a violent thing. It's just whenever I talk to any other prisoners and they find out I'm a comic, they always judge me for it. They'll be like, what? You earn how much? You do what? You just tell people, how can you live? I'm like, you're a molester, dude. Like, what are you judging me for? Like, I'm following my dreams. Y'all out there molesting. Yeah? But to be fair, it could have been his dream too. It was his 7th time in there. He was more dedicated than I was, for sure. This is an actual thing that happened in there. It was an interesting thing, but this is the only interesting thing that happened. But one of the prisoners was having like a real horrible time because every day he would wake up and somebody would be sucking his dick. Yeah. Any situation you're not in prison, great. But in prison, not so fun. And the only reason we all found out is because you get 2 like face-to-face visits with your parents a month. And volunteer prisoners follow you. They walk you down to the thing, right? So one of the volunteer prisoners witnessed this moment happening while he was meeting his parents. He was crying in front of his parents, like, and his parents like, my son, what is wrong? And then he was just like, these guys, they keep sucking my dick. And so that's how everybody found out. Like what a way to lose your street cred overnight, yeah? But this happened every day, you know. It's not like it happened once and he was like, oh, stop it, man, and then it just stopped. This happened fucking every day, you know. And you know what they say, right? Blow me once, shame on you. Yeah? Blow me 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I like getting my dick sucked. Yeah. Anyway, we've hit the end of the night. Thank you so much for coming, guys. First World Show. This has been fun. Bring it back to your host, Jackie.
Collin Christopher, everybody. It's insane. And yeah, he wasn't even kidding at the end. He really went to jail, this guy. He is the first Singaporean comedian that go to jail. You know, and the other comedians, we wanted to show our solidarity. We were like, come on, Collin, we'll come to your sentencing. Right? We show up at the court 9 a.m. in the morning. He cut his hair short, tucked in his shirt, long pants. We walk in, 3 of us, the comedians, and it's like, guys, please don't laugh inside. If you all laugh, they will extend my sentence. And then we were like, don't worry, bro, we won't laugh one, right? And then we sat at the back of the courtroom, and then the prosecutor go, and then they were going back and forth. The crazy thing is the prosecutor says everything, right? In court, they had to give all the evidence. So that the prosecutor was like, and then Collin Christopher proceeded to headbutt the policeman and said, get away from me, you skinny Chinese fucker. You're just sitting at the back of the room. Don't laugh, bro, don't laugh. Don't laugh. Yeah, then after that, they took him away, sent him to jail. Then after that, his mother came up to us, was like,
The show's done. Done, guys. We're ending the show. What the fuck? End it.
I've been sitting at home, watching the rain fall, pellicle on the floor. I don't know what for, maybe she. Forget it, man. I've been lying in bed, organizing all of these lies in my head. Wish I hadn't done all the things that I said. I swear there's been another night